It's daily experience again. Uh, God's been encouraging me for quite a while to share some ministry day experiences with you because I can sense Jesus a bit differently when I'm on a mission trip or when I minister somewhere. So now I'm gonna share a daily experience, but rather the, the experiences of few days uh, packed together in this video. There was a closed a private weekend, a retreat that was about going deeper with Jesus and leading people into it. And I was speaking there, and I was kind of like a leader in that thing. And the day before, even there was a lot of pressure on me, and I was a bit like I slipped into trying to control everything, and it was sad that I tried to make stuff happen. I was at the evening. I was super tired, and I was like, okay, I shut off everything, and I'm gonna be with Jesus. And then I received a call from a friend. We started to talk about revelations of how to experience Jesus and how beautiful he is and how inseparable we are from him, and this conversation made me super drunk. So it was almost better than being just with Jesus. So it was like we were talking, and I was so overwhelmed with the presence. I was just like waving my hat and trying to be able to talk, but it was hard to talk. Yeah. The next day was overwhelming with all the phone calls. The last day before the event, it can be hard, and everything collapsed. Usually, everything collapses just right before the beginning. I don't know why. So I had to let go of the letting go itself. So it was like every concept uh, was in the dustbin now, and it's really hard to like. It's impossible to spend hours just with Jesus when you're the leader of an event. So I had to find time with him in the pauses, in the lunch break, in while walking down the stairs, just looking at him, holding his hand, letting him smile at me. When I finished with the preaching, I went back to my room just to hear how he experienced this session and whether he liked it or what he liked about what I said. Usually I feel like frustrated after ministering because I feel like I wasn't doing a great job, and I always need Jesus to tell me that, oh, it was great, I loved you the whole time. And sometimes I just stop the worship or stop the preaching just to literally look at him and smile at him and or lay my head on his shoulders. Um, yeah, because that's the best part of the whole ministry thing. The other thing I like about ministering is that I can really experience my union with Jesus. So sometimes when I spend time with him, it's more like he's a separate person and I'm another person, and we are connecting with each other. But when I speak and I feel like he's speaking to me, or when I touch someone I feel like he's touching in my hand someone, uh, I I really feel like we are one, and we are moving together. We are dancing together. We are flowing in the same flow. I can really sense that we are one. It feels great. Um, so there is something that I can only experience when ministering to people. It was great to see the people would minister to each other, like praying for each other. I could see people be shaking under the power of God, crying, being healed from emotional trauma, and or just being overwhelmed and undone and laying on the ground. It was great. There were some people who were marked with the presence, so they some could hardly tell what they experienced because it was so overwhelming. It was great to hear the testimonies of this even, and I preached about how inseparable we are from Christ, and also about brighter union and brighter experience of Jesus. And I was so outspoken. I always got offended of my own speech. Like, are you really saying that? Yes, I really do. uh, so yeah, I was preaching on how the man and the woman is the picture of, not just the picture of, but the representation of Christ and the church, and how much it is an experiential union. And yeah, I was so bold about it. I was shocked how bold I was, and I really felt like Jesus was telling, "Oh, I like it. You can be even bolder." And I didn't plan to speak about it. I literally, when I walked up to the mic, I was like, I have no idea what to speak. And then I said a sentence, and I'm like, I can't go anywhere from this sentence. And I felt like that for a few other sentences, and after the 17th or something like that, I just realized that okay, God's gonna talk about what it means to experience oneness with Him. Yeah, and it was wild, and a lot of people were marked by this message, so they keep sharing me testimonies about how much it was one of the best preachings they ever heard. So it was it must have been tough. I was a bit like scared, like what am I doing? I'm so outspoken, it's outrageous, it's scandalous, and people will be offended. But after a while I started to like it, like okay Jesus, if you want it, if you like that stuff, okay. um yeah, after this event I felt a bit like uh down, like I made a mistake, or I've overdone this whole thing, and I was like, maybe I felt like I wasn't doing a great job, and I messed up God's plan and things like that. But the testimonies were so overwhelming that God convinced me that oh, it was His idea. Uh, yeah, it was great to see how the Holy Spirit is marking people. Sometimes I was just watching them, how they experienced Jesus, and it was so beautiful. And sometimes I went to them, to touch them, and just let the Holy Spirit flow through me, and it was great to see that. I'm so I like it so much when Jesus moves with me and through me. uh, I can really be assured that yeah, He's definitely in me. Yeah, He is in me, but not just theoretically. He touches people when I touch them. Yeah, there were sometimes when people were sharing their experiences with Jesus and their revelations on how to experience Him, and it's the best part. I can listen to them and be super drunk, because when I speak, I can't be super drunk because I need to speak. but when they speak, I can be as overwhelmed as I want to be, and it was awesome. Sometimes during worship, when I minister, I can't really worship wholeheartedly because my mind is on something else, like how to lead the session and things like that. And I'm super sad about it because I'm like, I want to be with Jesus, and I'm thinking about controlling stuff and trying to find out how to do stuff. So I'm really in the beginning of this journey, how to let it go and how to be there just for Jesus and just for us too, and not trying to think for everyone else and make things happen. So I felt a bit sad about it, but there's no condemnation. So I'm just learning how to stay in tune with Him, whatever I do. Yeah, so it was a great exercise for that. Yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't really always in the mood of, okay, I'm just here to be with you, Jesus. Um, but still, it was great. Even though my mind wasn't always there, I felt the overwhelming presence around me and in me. I was just not always able to give myself into it. Never mind. God is gracious and He's teaching me how to lead and be overwhelmed with His closeness at the same time. Uh, yeah, and even financially and in every way, he blessed us like crazy. There were a lot of testimonies of people being touched, and some of them had the experience of the lifetime with Jesus on that event. So it was amazing. After the event, I really felt like, oh, I didn't do a great job, and a lot of condemnation. But now I can tell these thoughts that, okay, I won't go that way. I'm not gonna think like that and just disassociate from these thoughts and emotions. Um, yeah, but sometimes the enemy tries to steal my joy with that kind of thoughts and emotions. So I'm doing great now. Looking back, seeing all the testimonies of this weekend, yeah, and I hope to see many more. It's my life goal, if I have any, is to see myself and a lot of other people being overwhelmed in their union and relationship with Jesus. God bless you guys. Thank you for listening to this experiences of a few days mixed together. God bless you.